whatever pressure team is setting in for the Tampa Bay Lightning now. They know where they're at numbers wise, and they have to make some space. So what they do? Tyler Johnson goes on waivers, and guess what? He cleared waivers. Nobody picked him up. What does that mean, and what's next?
Well, I think this is not a situation that Tampa is surprised to find themselves in. They can do the math. They understand the contracts that were coming up. They know how good Cirelli is. They know how good Sergachev is. They have to pay those guys. They know how little cap space they have. Certainly the flat cap has made it more difficult for them, but they knew no matter what, they were going to have to get rid of one or more of their kind of $5 million players to try to make room for the guys that are coming underneath. They have a couple $1 million left, but Cirelli and Sergachev alone will take $12 million to sign, so they got a lot of work to do. And Tyler Johnson, who has a no-trade clause, gave them a couple teams to try to work out a trade with. Not surprisingly, those teams are like, we'll take them, but not just going to take them. You have to help us take them. And the problem for Tampa is they have so many guys who have no trade protection. Right. So even though trades will be difficult to make, these three guys have some version, full or modified. Palat has no trade protection. Kucherov, Hedman, Stamkos, of course, they all have it. They're not going anywhere. So even if you wanted to, if you had to trade Yanni Gourde, you can't without his permission. And it's just so hard. And in a flat cap environment, almost like teams finally said, you know what? We're not going to bail you out. We know where you're at. And we know you're desperate to get rid of Tyler Johnson. Not because you don't like him. It's because you just can't afford him anymore. But we know he's only giving you a couple teams. And if we're one of those couple teams you're talking to, I'm not going to take the full salary. And I'm certainly not going to give you a draft pick back. If you want us to take him and his full salary and we can afford him, then you have to give us either a prospect or a pick. You got to give us a sweetener to take that on. We're not giving you anything back. And teams are holding firm probably because they have their own financial issues to deal with. And also they don't want to help out Tampa. So this will linger on. Now you can go over the cap, I think, by 10% for the summer until you get ready for training camp. So have a little time to figure this out and still get those other guys signed. I think the rush to maybe create offer sheets is probably past now because a lot of that money that might have been in the system has been spent on other RFAs and other contracts. So they don't have the pressure to do it right away. But it's sticky because Tyler Johnson is maybe the most obvious name to go. But I still think a Killorn or Gourde, Braden Coburn, that's the other guy, he also has some no-move protection. Like they're trying to move along from him as well. So they have a lot of work to do, and the league is not going to do them any favors right now, and nor should they.
Right, and we're talking on camera. It seems to make sense that a team like the Tampa Bay Lightning is.
We're not even criticizing them.
Now,
no, like if you're going to be a team in this situation, be that team. The team that just won, a team that is a Stanley Cup contender. Yes, you push your salaries right to the max. You try to time it, and you get yourself in sticky spots because you know guys are coming up, and you've given guys long-term contracts. These are the teams that should be this position. Now, if you're the 15th place, best place team in the league, if you're the bottom 10 team in the league, do not catch yourself into this spot. But for Tampa or for Vegas or for teams like that, that's okay.
Let's dive into Vegas.